Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and I'm back with another video covering Japanese tournament results. This is Temporal Forces post-rotation format. Potentially slightly different, but it's not really. Yesterday's video I covered, well actually I released two videos yesterday, I think. At least a Mutant Tournament one and the previous part to this. You don't have to watch them in any particular order. And I also released two videos like this, or maybe just one last week. I think it was two. I think it was actually three. I don't know. I've been splitting these up into different parts and doing weird upload schedule stuff. But anyway, um, yeah. So check out my channel for other videos on these decks. But there are some really cool ones here. Today we're going to be diving into I don't know Arceus, Giratina, the Ancient Box, which we looked at yesterday, Future Box, Great Tusk, Lost Zone, and then a bunch of other stuff, which is gonna be super sick. I'm gonna start off with Arceus Box. Obviously, we are losing a lot of Pokemon V's with the rotation. And losing Path. Path is traditionally good in Arceus, but we have Fire Arceus. Fire Arceus is really cool. You have the Charizard EX, and this is this all the big Charizard EX? It might be. It might be like the Fire one, which I mean, obviously the Dark one's better. Um, I would put one copy of that in a list like this. I do see value of the. I can't really tell. I think they might run the Dark one, but then we see Magma Basin, a bunch of fire energies. We see Arm Rouge, and you can get lots of energy in play. Um, and then you can move it around. You have Ho-Oh V to accelerate energy. You have a lot of really interesting things. We see Master Ball. Of course, Ace Specs are a big talk of the new set. Master Ball is not bad, but it is not really good. But if you aren't sure which one to put in, I generally say Prime Catcher. But there's counter catchers, so you could just put in Master Ball as well. Next list is Toadschool EX. You have Toadschool EX, you have single price Toadschool, you have Iron Leaves, so you have some grass stuff, not like super powerful grass stuff. You even see medical energy. So pretty much you're just a safe Arceus box. We see I forget the area, I think. Removing cards to your opponent's hand, super interesting, disruptive supporter. We see Pokemon League HQ, again, another disruptive card. No path, but still leaning into that disruptive element. We see Toadschool as well, stopping your opponent from recovering. The Toadschool EX, and I said Mist Energy, stopping effects. So you're like kind of defensive. We also see Maximum Belt. So you have different options. You have a couple of TMs. You just have really good options to like disrupt your opponent, keep them on their toes, and hopefully be pretty decent into every matchup. Um, in like fighting decks, some are weak to Psychic, but a lot are weak to Grass, so you should be fine there as well. But you will have to lean into Iron Leaves and Toadschool, which aren't amazing attackers, but they can be hopefully good enough. Next up, we have Alolan Vulpix V-Star. Alolan Vulpix V-Star is potentially a really good card. In my opinion, obviously, it like walls and it can be really good. There is no Melanie, but you do see Lake Acuity and Giant Cape. So Lake Acuity plus Giant Cape essentially gives Arceus V-Star 400 HP. So that's a lot, and then you can Sharon's Care. Sharon's Care is the only way, as far as I remember, to return Pokemon from your play to your hand while keeping the attached cards. So you can just be like absurdly massive, like high HP. So potentially, no, did I call it the right card? It's Hero's Cape, I think. It's the Ace Spec, which gives you 100 more HP. And so yeah, you can get really big, and then your opponent will really struggle to KO unless they lost vacuum you, which hopefully they don't do. And of course, they could insta kill you um, with something, so hopefully they don't do that. But assuming they don't do those things, you're in a really good position. Next up, we see Giratina V-Star. Arceus, of course, is a classic deck. Now with the new Iron Leaves, its attack against like Charizard or whatever, against Grass Weak decks, or I mean, it's just okay in other matchups, but it can swing in as well. We see Giratina's Vigor. I don't know how I feel about that. I think this Misfortune Sisters is not in their deck as well, but I can't really tell. Um, yeah, anyway, in this next list, we see a same type of thing. Honestly, very similar. I think this is the same list. Um, it's not. Yeah, it might be. Um, again, a very similar list, potentially the same list. Um, yeah, I mean, you have some disruption with Pokemon League HQ, and like Arceus is just a really good Pokemon. Um, why is their list like this? Anyway, so yeah, same list though. I think looks like this deck's actually a very common deck right now. We do see Radiant Gardevoir as well to give yourself even more tankiness. Is that uh damage reduction from V's? Yeah, okay, it's from NEVs, so that can be really nice. Obviously, can't be shut down by Path either. I don't know if it's necessarily that good. We see Maximum Bell as well instead of Hero's Cape in these lists, in the grass-based list. Um, then we see same idea here. Looks like a lot of this. So we can probably just skip past this. Okay, there we go. We hit Arceus Regidrago. Regidrago, I don't know if it has anything new. I mean, it does. I can't see. That could be. Is that the new Koraidon? It might be the new Koraidon EX. Yeah, it looks like it is. It's Guillotine V-Star. It hits 280. It damages yourself instead of lost only energies. We see Altaria. I don't recognize this Pokemon. Sorry, let me see. I want to see what that the dragon Pokemon is. So let's find this. Also, sorry for all like the disorganized stuff, but I feel like this is a good enough way to do the video. Anyway, let's see. Bro, give me the cards. Looks like it's and it's probably some kind I'm forgetting. It's too colorless. Um, let's see. We got all the cards. Okay, there are not a lot of dragon Pokemon as well in stands. So that's why I can like do something like this. And hopefully find it. It is two colorless, and it's for its second attack. If anyone knows what this is as well, comment it down below. Oh, it's Tatsugiri? Oh, I completely forgot. Wait, I think that is Tatsugiri. That's Tatsugiri. Okay, Tatsugiri is a really interesting Pokemon. It's for setup. Oh, really interesting. Okay, so they use Tatsugiri to set up. Um, so it searches for two cards and swings to the bench. I completely forgot that. I mean, I didn't forget about it, but it's a really interesting card. I've seen a lot of really interesting Pokemon in general. I don't recognize this Pokemon. I thought it was Regidrago, but that's obviously not Regidrago. Um, it could be is that Gudra? It could be the Giratina. I don't remember. But it looks like it's some. Yeah, it's probably Giratina. Is that what Giratina looks like? Yeah. So they do run Giratina and Koraidon, and they run a lot of stuff. They run like Dragonite V-Star. Why do you run Dragonite. That does and like remember what it does off the top. Is it 250? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're running too many techs. It seems a little inconsistent, in my opinion. But I know some people like to run. I mean, I like techs as well. I'm definitely somebody who likes to tech things out. Again, we have more Armrouge here, and then we see Kusun Gudra V-Star with that along Vulpix V-Star, so some very good tankiness. Um, Again, the grass build. Then we got Giratina Lost Zone. This looks super boring, honestly. We do see the Renchi board giving you free retreat on most of your Pokemon. See Thornton, which is interesting, and oh, that's Iono. It's like what 3 Iono? That's Iono. Couple cops of Boss. Maximum Bell. I don't know. I definitely think Prime Catcher is better in a deck like this because it does act as an extra switch, which can be super clutch as well. Um, yeah, but I don't know. Maximum Belt is useful against like Charizard. Eh, you know. I feel like it's better just to play Iron Leaves then, and then also run Prime Catcher. Like this list doesn't run Iron Leaves, but it does run Prime Catcher. And we do see Ditto as well for Buddy Poffin, which seems good, although not necessary, because most of Buddy Poffin's getting comfies. Um, Here we see Iron Leaves and Prime Catcher, which I was talking about, which could be good. It's Lost on Giratina, right? Let's be honest, it's not that cool. I'm a Lost Sun fan, and it's not that cool. Let's see, Giratina. Okay, there we go. We got Lugia V-Star Chichino, which is 70 for each energy attached to it. No, is it special energy? I should know this. There we go. It does, yeah, 70 for each special energy attached to this Pokemon. I believe it's card, but it's kind of weird. Anyway, you just get lots of special energy on it, and you like one-shot everything with Archeops. It's really powerful. It's not broken, but I mean, with 5 special energy, you're one-shotting everything essentially. I mean, there are, as we looked at, there are Pokemon like 400 HP, but for the most part, this will be like one-shotting everything. Of course, 5 is a bunch. You need 4 in deck, which is not uncommon, but then you need 1 in your hand. Again, not crazy, but that's a bunch of energy. But it's doable as well, 100%. Because you just have your 2 Archeops and attach. Next up, we see similar idea. Oh, this still runs Cinccino. A lot of people are liking Cinccino, and I think it's fine. I honestly don't think it's that crazy either. Again, I'm not a Lugia player either. We see see a Scizor. I actually think Scizor is a really good card. I've said that before. It's a very good Pokemon. You can run Luminous Energy with it. Next up, we see same idea. We see Mist Energy. So Mist Energy is quite good, stopping effects of attacks. I can even see 3 copies of it. Like over, I don't think therapeutic energy is a very good energy. It can be useful in Snorlax, but yeah, Lugia stuff. We got Lost Zone. This is not Lugia Chinchilla. This is Lost Zone with a Roaring Moon and a Radiant Charger, which is fine. And we got Ancient Box. We will talk about this Pokemon. Great Test. There we go. In a minute, but it's here. But Ancient Box, you have Koraidon, and you have yeah, Roaring Moon, and those two are good. I've talked about them in length in previous videos, though as well. But you have a bunch of ancient Pokemon. Same idea here, I think. Um, yeah, I guess that's got to be Flutter Mane. Um, yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. You just play a bunch of ancient cards and that's it. Um, and same idea here. You can kind of merge it with Roaring Moon EX. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Next up, we got Great Tusk. Oh no, Great Tusk we'll talk about later. No, I want to talk about Great Tusk. Great Tusk now. There we go. So Great Tusk, pretty much it mills 4 if you play an Ancient Support during your turn. So your Professor Size Vitality to get 2, it is 2 colorless energy on. But you can do that with double turbo or with Sada's Vitality, and so pretty much you're gonna be milling 4 every turn. So that'll be milling, let's say you attack 6 times. That's milling 24, which is good. You're not really milling any more than that or any less than that. And then, but it is good, right? It's like Durant. It's Durant if it always works. So it's a very good deck. It's very highly played. It's pretty highly played. It's pretty good, pretty fun, pretty straightforward as well. If you're looking at Introduction to Mill, this is the deck for you. It's easy. It's honestly going to be fun, I think. It's a very good. It might be a little unfun to play against, but I think it'll be pretty cool. Next up, we have Future Box. You have the Iron Crown EX. You see 4 caps of that, uh, boosting your damage you do by 20, plus the tool boosts it by another 20, so you can be doing potentially 100 more. That like won't be happening, but you could. And then we see the Reboot Bot or whatever this Reboot Pod. I don't know this Ace Spec, Future Ace Spec, Miraidon to accelerate as well to accelerate a bunch of energy. Then you have a bunch of different attackers. You have Koraidon EX, you have Iron Crown EX, which is Snipe, you have Iron Valiant EX, which does extra damage, but also is damage, like a regular attacker. And then you have this metal Pokemon, Iron Treads, you have the Baby Iron Hands, you have Iron Hands EX. I'm shocked that Iron Hands EX isn't in this list. I'm not shocked, but I'm a little surprised. Um, you have you have a bunch of options. I might have said them all, but they're all really interesting. It's 100% a deck I'd recommend you check out. You have Iron Bundle, so you have like all these really powerful options. You have Weird V as well, so if you get a ton of energy in play, you send in Weirder, and then you're just doing massive amounts of damage. And so you have modular damage, wide variety of attackers. It's a true toolbox style deck. It's a really fun deck. We see Mew EX as well. We see Raichu V. We see all these like really unique attackers. This is not this. That's like not really the same deck, but it's kind of similar. Um, got some really cool stuff going on. This deck like is weird. It runs Iron Thorns EX and Cryptomini EX Deciphering. Um, yeah, there's a Baby Iron Valiant. There's 2 Baby Iron Valiants. Um, there's just so many powerful options, and you get a bunch of different types. You don't get every type, but you get pretty much every type. It's really interesting. Um, then there is also, I'm trying to think if there are any other attackers. You have like TMs as well you can use, which can be good. I don't know. They're pretty good. Yeah. Then we got Great Testament, which I talked about, and then we got I think is the other deck. Oh no, we got Lost Zone. So this is Lost Zone with Roaring Moon. Lost Zone Gudra, which is fine, but we've seen these before. I feel like running an engine in Lost Zone is kind of silly, other than the Lost Zone engine itself. This list runs to Dunsparce. We do see Ditto, though, as I said, very good. Zamazenta, of course, good in this deck. And then we see like a Paradox box, which is, in my opinion, a weird name because it refers to like some like weird vague term. And it can't be really used post rotation either because we're gonna have so many Paradox Pokemon. We see Radiant Charizard with Entei V and Gouging Fire EX. So you have the Fire Trio there. Um, Entei V a little awkward in the middle, having more energy and doing less damage than Radiant Charizard, but that's fine. And the quote Paradox box with the Iron Hands and Roaring Moon EX. Same idea here. And then we see a Lost Zone with the Raging Bolt EX. I mentioned that in, I think, last video. Could have been this video. I recorded them back to back. Next up, we got Blastoise EX Palkia V-Star. Blast from the past, but you do have the new Neo Upper Energy, allowing you to attack for 1 energy, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. Actually, no, I don't think this deck's very good, but it's a deck. Um, got a Spathra EX with Bayonet EX. We don't see turn one of Bayonet EX. So you can turn one Bayonet EX. You can turn one Bronzong as well, so you can either item lock or evolution lock your opponent turn one going second, which is really interesting and potentially really powerful. But we haven't seen that just yet. This list doesn't look like it's doing it either. I feel like that could be good, but we do see a Spathra EX. Farigiraf EX as well. It's actually in the deck. I think it is. I don't see the basic giraffe rig. There we go. Oh no, that's it right there. Which immune to basic Pokemon EX? Or was it Farigiraf? I don't know. For Farigiraf, I think it's Farigiraf. Anyway, it's immune to damage from basic Pokemon EX, which is decent. It does 160 and 30 on your opponent's bench, which is not amazing, but anyway, we see Farigiraf EX. Oh, it's spelled right there. Okay. Playing here as well to wall basics. I think Psychic Walling is really interesting. So Garchomp EX, there's a new Drillbur, not being ran here, but does like get cards in the discard. We see Terrakion. Garchomp's a decent deck, and I think it will eventually see play as a very powerful deck, but I don't think it's quite there just yet. And we have Gouging Fire. With Koraidon, Gouging Fire is kind of like Roaring Moon. I think it's kind of like a less committal Roaring Moon, more committal NTAV. That's exactly where I'd put it. Next up, we have this list with Spidops. What is this Heracross? I don't remember it off the top of my head. Oh, is it retreat cost based? Okay, it's 10, 30 more recharging your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. That can hit okay. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of a deck like this. I don't think Smash is quite good enough. It has some decent matchups. Reduce your Radiant Charizard is a good card. Um, Tinkaton DX. I think Tinkaton has some potential. We see it ran with the Dunsparce here, which is interesting. I think this again could be really powerful. And we do some Neo Upper Energy as well, allowing you to attack with Tinkaton as essentially it's a slightly better, or actually notably better double turbo. It can be used on the baby Tinkaton as well. And then we see more Tinkaton and we see reversals and stuff. See Slowbro. We see a lot of really interesting things going on, and I think the deck could actually be very good. In terms of a spec, yeah, it is the Neo Upper Energy. It's a Masterful Toad School Fortress. I don't think this is very good. I don't think that's a hot take, but it is a deck. We have Sarina EX, which is interesting. There are actually a lot of hard counters in the deck set for seemingly no reason, but there are. So keep that in mind, I guess. Sarina with Crobat. I mean, again, there are counters, and it could go quite badly, but it's an interesting combo. Of course, with the history and Braviary, we do also see Toadstool EX, which is fine. Yeah, and then we see Tyranitar EX. Again, fine. With Dodrio EX, it's actually a pretty decent deck. Walking Wake EX as well. In my opinion, this is also kind of like another one of those decks. See the size Vitality. And do we see Energy Switch? Oh no, you can just attach Double Turbo. So it's kind of like Roaring Moon. Again, a little less committal, but you do need a Brute Bonnet, the Among Us guy with a nature booster energy capsule attached to it. Um, then we have in the you run Town Store. Someone really commented and they're like Town Store is not good. Town Store is good in this deck because you need this tool every single turn. Town Store is really good in this deck. And then Walking Wake, with the Flutter Mane, and Cloth and Brute Bonnet. Like there's a lot of interesting things going. Also, Hisuian Electrode isn't rotating, but the item that works with it, I've forgotten the spicy season curry. There we go, is rotating. So keep that in mind. Lone Vulpix we start with for a giraffe. There we go. For a giraffe EX. Interesting combo there. I don't know if it's necessarily good. In fact, it probably isn't, but kind of fun. I kind of like that idea. I definitely think Psychic Walls is interesting. Here we see Hero's Cape is in good to V-Star 450 HP. I mean, it's big. Can't even be one shot by Guillotine V-Star with Mist Energy, so really powerful there. I don't really know how you get the energies on. I'm looking, and I don't see it. You might just be kind of chilling. Oh no, TM Turbo Energize. I don't know how I didn't see that. It was right there. But yeah, TM Turbo Energize, kind of interesting. I think this could be decent. And then as soon as Dark V-Star with Gengars and stuff, Gape Trap Bogs, Damage Pump, all that good stuff. Um, a little more of that. Then with the Dunsparce, I feel like that's bad because you're healing yourself up, reducing your damage. Sure, you do play him back down with Gape Trap Bog. So maybe it's fine. And look, actually kind of counter spread. But a little weird still there. Then Origin Form Dialga V-Star Metang. Metang's like bronze, no, not bronzing. It's like Melmetal, but it's a stage 1, a little weaker. But that's a really interesting combo with TM Evolution to get your Melmetals up. And you don't need rare candies, which is good. And then same idea here, Firebox. And we saw it with Arceus. It's pretty much the same idea. Snorlax, Mill. It's not Mill. It's Snorlax Control. It's not Snorlax Solid. It's not Snorlax. Anyway. So yeah, this is Snorlax. Everyone's to you. Carbonal V is rotating. Um, yeah, it's fine. I probably would run Prime Catcher as opposed to Hero's Cape, but I know Hero's Cape can be. Wait, no, Hero's Cape isn't good. No, you shouldn't run Hero's Cape. You should run Prime Catcher. Because you can run Bravery Charm. You can run like Luxurious Cape. Anyway, um, yeah, don't run Hero's Cape. It technically does have certain value in certain places, but Prime Catcher. I don't know. Maybe you don't need Prime Catcher, right? Because you have Counter Catcher, but I feel like Prime Catcher would be good. Um, you see Mantine as well as a replacement to Echoing Horn. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. We talked about a lot of decks in that video, but they're really cool. I think there's going to be a lot of like pseudo-disruptive stuff. A lot of really powerful basic Pokemon and toolboxes style decks as well. I think the meta is going to be a super sick post rotation. I think the meta is pretty cool now. Obviously, Pelion Fates didn't really change much, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what decks are going to do in the future. I hope you are too if you are subscribed to the channel. I'll be talking, I think I'll do a top 10 trainers and the top 10 Pokemon coming up soon. We'll see though. But I hope you enjoyed. If you did, of course, consider subscribing, liking the video, commenting, hitting the notification bell. I don't know anyone who does that, but if you do that, do that. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.